Most people over 60 do 3 things within the first 30 minutes of waking up that put silent stress on their kidneys every single morning. Not once in a while, every day. And the most damaging one is something almost every senior considers healthy. I am going to show you exactly what those mistakes are, why they matter more than your doctor has likely explained, and how 3 simple replacements, starting tomorrow morning, can begin reversing the quiet damage that has been building for years. My name is Dr. Sandrine, and before we go any further, I need you to understand something about how kidney disease actually works, because most people have it completely backwards. People assume kidney damage announces itself, that there will be obvious signs, clear warnings, a moment when the body says something is wrong. But the National Kidney Foundation confirmed in 2023 that millions of seniors are living with significantly reduced kidney function right now with no symptoms at all. None. The kidneys are remarkable at compensating. They will keep functioning, keep filtering, keep working around damage until the loss is severe enough that they simply cannot hide it anymore. By that point, reversal becomes far more difficult. This is why what you do in the morning matters more than almost any other health decision you make. Because mornings are when your kidneys are most vulnerable, most burdened, and most responsive to either protection or harm. Think of your kidneys like workers finishing a long overnight shift. From the moment you fall asleep, they have been filtering waste, clearing toxins from your blood, balancing fluids, and repairing cellular damage. By the time your alarm goes off, they are not done. That process continues into the early morning hours. What you do in those first 60 minutes either helps them finish the job or forces them to abandon it. Today, I am going to walk you through 3 steps that work with that process instead of against it. Each one is simple, each one is free, and together they form a morning routine that directly supports kidney function, reduces inflammation, and protects filtration capacity in a way that compounds quietly over weeks and months. Let us begin with the first step, and with a question that almost no one asks. What is the very first thing you put into your body each morning? For most seniors, the answer is tea or coffee, often strong, often consumed within minutes of waking. And while neither of those is inherently dangerous, they are missed opportunities, because there is a window immediately after waking when your kidneys are dehydrated, concentrating waste products that have accumulated overnight, and working hard to flush your system clean. The first liquid you drink either supports that process or creates friction in it. Research published by the National Kidney Foundation in 2014 identified a compound called citrate as one of the most underused protective agents in kidney health. Citrate binds with calcium in the urine, preventing crystals from forming into kidney stones, and increases urine flow in a way that helps flush concentrated waste more efficiently. The Mayo Clinic noted in 2019 that elevated citrate levels in urine can reduce kidney stone formation risk by up to 30%. The simplest, cheapest, and most effective source of dietary citrate available to you is half a lemon squeezed into a glass of lukewarm water. That is the entire first step. Before tea, before coffee, before breakfast, before anything else, you drink 1 glass of lukewarm lemon water. Not ice cold, because cold water causes mild vascular constriction that slightly reduces kidney blood flow. Lukewarm. The citrate supports stone prevention. The hydration immediately begins diluting the concentrated waste your kidneys have been managing overnight. And the gentle acidity helps balance urine pH levels and may reduce uric acid accumulation, which is a significant but underappreciated contributor to both kidney stress and joint inflammation in older adults. I had a patient, James, 67 years old, a retired teacher who came to me complaining of persistent fatigue, mild swelling in his feet, and recurring dull discomfort in his lower back. He told me he drank water throughout the day and could not understand why he still felt heavy and sluggish. I asked him what the first thing he drank each morning was. Strong tea, he said. I gave him one instruction. Replace that first cup with lemon water for 30 days. Nothing else changed. He came back 5 weeks later and told me the lower back discomfort had nearly disappeared, and his energy by mid-morning felt different. Lighter, he said. He kept asking what I had given him. I told him the truth. I gave him nothing. I just stopped interrupting what his kidneys were already trying to do. Most people ask how long before they feel a difference. 2 to 4 weeks for energy and digestion changes. The deeper protective benefit, The reduction in stone risk and chronic inflammation compounds over months. Consistency is the mechanism. Start tomorrow. Half a lemon, 1 glass of lukewarm water before anything else. Now, here is something that will surprise you about what happens to your kidneys while you sleep, and why the second step is not optional if you want that first step to work properly. While you sleep, your circulation naturally slows, muscles stiffen, blood flow becomes restricted throughout your body, particularly in the lower back region where your kidneys sit. This means that when you wake up, your kidneys are not only dehydrated and loaded with overnight waste, they are also receiving reduced blood flow, which means reduced oxygen delivery and reduced cellular repair activity. The lemon water you just drank is traveling toward kidneys that are still partially operating in reduced circulation mode. This is where 2 minutes of gentle movement changes everything. When you move your spine and stretch your lower back, even gently, you directly stimulate circulation toward the kidney region. You increase oxygen delivery to tissues that have been relatively starved overnight. And according to research from Harvard Medical School published in 2020, even light daily stretching can improve circulation efficiency by 20 to 25% in older adults. A study from the National Institute on Aging in 2018 found that regular low-impact movement reduces systemic inflammation markers by nearly 15%, which matters deeply because chronic inflammation is one of the most consistent and underappreciated drivers of kidney decline in aging adults. The movement I am recommending takes exactly 2 minutes. Begin with what is called the cat-cow movement. You can do this seated or standing. Slowly arch your lower back outward, hold for 3 seconds, then gently curve it inward. 5 to 6 slow repetitions. Then a simple forward lean, nothing aggressive, no stretching to your limit, just a gentle forward tilt that creates mild elongation along your lower back. The goal is not flexibility. The goal is circulation. You are waking up your internal environment. You are delivering oxygen to tissue that needs it and opening the blood flow pathway to organs that are in the middle of a critical repair window. I had a patient, Elena, 72 years old, who described her mornings as hours of feeling like her body had not caught up with her yet. She sat with tea immediately upon waking and remained seated for the first hour of every day. I asked her to add 2 minutes of gentle movement between her wake-up and her first drink. 3 weeks later, she told me something had shifted. She used the word warmth. She said her lower back felt warmer and that she felt alert faster. That warmth is circulation. That alertness is oxygen reaching tissue that was previously underserved. When people ask me whether stretching is really relevant to kidneys, I always give the same answer. Kidneys are filtration organs that run on blood flow. Anything that improves blood flow improves kidney function. 2 minutes. That is the investment, and it makes everything that came before it more effective. Now we come to the third step, and this is the one I see done wrong most consistently, even among patients who are otherwise careful about their health. Here is the biological reality that almost no one talks about. Your kidney's overnight repair process does not end when you wake up. It continues. And the single most disruptive thing you can do to that process is force a metabolic gear shift by eating heavy protein the moment you get out of bed. When you consume high-protein foods, eggs, red meat, protein shakes, or processed protein products, your body immediately begins breaking that protein down into waste products, the most significant of which is urea, a nitrogen compound your kidneys must filter from your blood. This is normal and healthy at the right time of day. But when you flood your system with protein metabolism waste at the exact moment your kidneys are still finishing their overnight cleanup, you create a conflict. The National Kidney Foundation noted in 2021 that high protein intake increases the kidney's filtration workload through a process called hyperfiltration. A Harvard Nutritional Review from 2020 found that distributing protein intake throughout the day, rather than concentrating it in early morning, supports significantly better metabolic balance and reduces organ stress, particularly in adults over 60 whose metabolic transition speed has naturally slowed. The solution is not to eliminate protein. Protein is essential. The solution is a window of 60 to 120 minutes after waking where your first meal is light, hydrating, and easy to process. Fresh fruit, soaked oats, warm porridge. These foods are rich in water content, antioxidants, and soluble fiber. They support hydration, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce inflammation without triggering the filtration load that protein creates. After that window, once your body has fully transitioned out of overnight repair mode, you introduce protein normally, eggs, yogurt, whatever your balanced preference is. This single timing shift, moving protein 60 to 90 minutes later, reduces unnecessary morning kidney stress, supports the natural completion of overnight detoxification, and according to evidence from the National Institute on Aging from 2019, aligns with the slower digestive transition speed that seniors experience, producing measurably better metabolic outcomes than heavy early intake. James, my patient from the first step, made this change alongside his lemon water shift. Within 6 weeks, the swelling in his feet had reduced noticeably. His nephrologist, at a routine follow-up, commented that his kidney function markers had stabilized after 2 years of slow decline. James told me he felt like his body was working with him for the first time in years. That is what these 3 steps do together. They stop interrupting what your body is already designed to do. Now let me bring this together because these 3 steps are not separate habits. They are a single morning protocol that works as a system. Lemon water immediately after waking supports hydration and citrate delivery during the most critical kidney flush window of the day. 2 minutes of gentle movement improves circulation to the kidney region, delivering the oxygen and blood flow those organs need to complete overnight repair. Delaying heavy protein preserves the natural detox window your kidneys depend on every single morning to stay functional. Each step amplifies the others. The hydration from step 1 is carried more effectively when circulation improves through step 2. The reduced filtration burden from step 3 allows the repair work supported by both earlier steps to complete without interruption. The total time investment is under 5 minutes. The cost is half a lemon. And the biological benefit, reduced inflammation, better filtration, lower kidney stone risk, and supported cellular repair, compounds quietly every single day. Your kidneys have been protecting you for 60, 70, or more years. They do not ask for much. They ask for hydration when they need it, circulation when they are working, and time when they are repairing. Give them those 3 things each morning, and they will give you more years of quiet, reliable function than you might believe is still possible.